things that make it stand apart from other items that are out there. First of all, with this unit, it's built like everything else that we built. It's 14 gauge steel, military circuit boards. It's rugged. It's really heavy duty. And what we've done as well is, unlike other units, we've taken the power supply outside of the rack, which gives you a much cleaner audio path to work with. And we've also, you'll notice on the front of this rack, it has a built-in summing mixer, 8-channel summing mixer. So you can load up any of your modules, whether they be a radial module or anyone else's 500 series module, you can just plug in here. You've got guide rails, which make it very easy to slide the modules in and out. We've also included on this last section here a double wide, so if you have a wide unit, you can slide it in there. The guide rail pops right out if you've got oversized modules or you have more than one double. So it's very flexible in accepting anyone's module to plug into the unit. To get to the really exciting part about this unit, you want to turn it around. And this is where we've really opened up all the possibilities. So it's completely compliant with any other 500 series module. What we've done is added some extra features and functionality to the unit. So rather than just simply your standard I/O that you have on any module, we've added in parallel 1/4-inch jacks. We've added in parallel DB25 connectors. So you've got a lot of flexibility in the way that you can patch the unit. So you can bring in external audio into the unit and run it through here. You've also got the option of a DB25. If you just want to come in and use a summing mixer, you can come in directly through that. If you have someone else's modules that are plugged in here that aren't pre-wired using the summing functionality, you can just simply use a patch cord and patch into the summing mixer as well. So you've got that all available. There's a few other features that we've added in here. We have a feed control. So if you want to build like a channel strip, you can just feed one module into the adjacent, and when you want to actually hit the summing mixer, I can go to the front of the unit and just simply turn those channels off that I don't want and those on that I do wish. So that gives you that functionality. You also have a link function. So if you're using, for example, our new Comet compressor, I can take 2 of those, load it in here, hit the link button, and now I have a stereo compressor. So again, a lot more functionality. You'll notice something along the bottom here, which is called Omniport. And what we've done is taken some of the pins that aren't currently being used on the bus and just left that open to the developer, any manufacturer who wants to use that input. It could be an input, it could be a trigger, whatever you wish it to be. So that's why it's called the Omniport. It's basically anything you want it to be. The other thing we've done here, as I mentioned, we have external power. You've got your main outs. The main outs are using Jensen transformers, so you get that really sweet warm sound of a Jensen transformer, and there's enough power in the unit to both hit those transformers to bring out that character. We also have lots of power for phantom, which is another thing that some racks have been a little bit weak on. Auxiliary outs, and you have an expansion bus. So if I did want to go out on the road and I wanted to have 16 channels of recording, I can take 2 racks, plug in the expansion bus, and away I go. So you've really got a lot of functionality and a lot of flexibility in the unit. Taking a look at some of the individual modules that were coming out on the 500 series, we have our phase alignment tool. So if you have 2 mics on any single source and you want to be able to align those, it's a great tool. You can have a lot of fun with it, full 360-degree phase alignment. You can also take things out of phase. So if I have a guitar and I've got our JDX on the guitar amp and I have a mic in front of the cabinet, use the phase alignment tool, take it out of phase, you can get a super fat sound. So you can have a lot of fun with the phase tool. Our famous JDV DI is available in this unit as well. All Class A, feed-forward design, just a 30 dB headroom. It's just a massive DI, just incredible sounding. So a lot of studios like to use that, especially on bass, as well as acoustic instruments. Then we've added in a few other ones here. We've got our reamper, the X-amp. We have the Comet compressor, which some of you may have known that was out previously to Radial, hiring the engineers that did that. So we got the Comet compressor in the lineup as well. Great little compressor with some real character. We have our JDX guitar amp DI. We've added in an effects loop functionality into the 500 series. So these days a lot of people like to try different things and take a vocal track and put a stomp box on it. So that kind of thing, you can just, there's your effects loop. And then finally, of course, we have our Power Pre, which is our mic pre. Very clean, classic sounding mic pre. And you've got 3 positions of character on there. So you have the neutral position, which is radial sound. It's, you know, transient, transparent, I should say. Very clean sounding. But you also have breath and you have punch. Breath giving you more air to the sound. Punch is going to give you more bottom end. These are not EQ settings. These are the way we're hitting the transformer to bring those characters out in the sound. And then, of course, your functionality on the 8-channel summing mixer. 2 headphones, so you can have the artist as well as the engineer listening to what you're doing and work on it that way. And aux outs, main outs, everything's there. Okay, so there you have it. That's the new 5000 series workhorse from Radial Engineering. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to call your Sweetwater sales engineer. Thanks very much.